Yotzi, wait. We're gonna record this episode in English, remember?
All right, that's true because our guest is only speak English.
And the funniest thing about this episode is that we have the Sofia Vergara's version here, the Venezuelan one.
Yeah, that's true because my English is not perfect, but I'm gonna do my best.
Well, me too. And also, don't worry if you don't speak English because you're gonna find the subtitles down here, so you're gonna understand everything.
Yeah, and you can practice your English too. So welcome in another post episode, right?
Episode?
Yeah.
In other beds. Today we are with a wonderful photographer. He's a wonderful wedding photographer. He also do like model photography, and he is Rob.
What's going on?
Thank you so much for accepting this interview with us for our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
No.
It's a pleasure. You guys are really awesome, and I love what you do. So,
Well, we do our podcast in Spanish, but we're right now, today, because of you, we're trying a different way to do the podcast. We're going to have the subtitles in here, down here, for people who doesn't speak English.
I mean, you can try to do it in Spanish, but just speak slower.
You think so? It will be easier for us.
Yeah, for sure. You're the first international that we have here.
Yeah, you're the first one.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I mean, and I told her that she's the Sofia Vergara's version. You know Sofia Vergara?
Yes. I'm very,
She's
yes.
the Sofia Vergara version.
He has spoke with me a lot of, so he knows.
I know. Yes. Feisty. I know.
Feisty. Translate. Let me see.
Yeah. Now he understands a lot of Spanish.
Well, lo podemos hacer en español.
Sí, tú puedes.
¿Podemos?
¿Viste?
Yeah? Are you sure?
Okay, let's do it in English.
I was gonna say, what was I trying to say? Tú tienes que hablar un poco más devagar.
Eso es portugués.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
That's
the problem.
Portuguese.
Well, he speak Portuguese.
I speak Portuguese, yeah.
Oh, you speak Portuguese?
She
Yeah,
too.
that's the
I
Eu também
am
falo português.
Você fala?
Eu falo português.
Aí dá pra conversar direitinho, então.
Ai, oh meu Deus.
Me
Ah!
voy, porque yo ni inglés hablo bien.
Mas eu falo muito bem português.
¿Lo hacemos en portugués?
No. Let's stick to English.
Okay, perfect.
But
Oh
this
my
was
God.
funny. This was funny.
Yeah, good.
Well, let's start like why we're here, and let me ask you, how did you start doing photography? How did you know that it was your passion?
I don't think I knew it was my passion. Basically, when I started, I wanted to express myself. It was all about self-expression. What can I do that is gonna make me not feel better, but basically have a creative outlet? And I picked up a camera one day and I just started shooting. It started with flowers, then
Not with
buildings.
people.
No, not with people.
Okay.
It started with flowers, buildings, then gradually I went to, I started shooting models and started doing that. And then at some point I decided that I want my work to be more meaningful. And I started, shooting couples and weddings, and I haven't stopped ever since.
That's really nice. And when you said that you studied, that you went to a college for that, or you take photography courses, or
How you learn everything?
Well, everything's trial and error. I did take about a couple of semesters at the Art Institute of Florida for photography, but it wasn't really. It was basically the basics, which now anyone can learn from YouTube or Google. If you read a book about photography, you'll probably learn the same thing I did. But everything is basically trial and error. You go out and, like I said, you express yourself. You see something, you want to redo it, and then you do it a way that basically you can relate to.
So you learn with the life.
I learned with life. Yes, I learned with life.
Like everything.
Everything.
Like
No, and it's like almost everything. When you start doing something at the beginning, it's not that perfect, it's not that good, you're not that good at it. But then with the practice, everything is about practice.
Exactly.
So when you see a picture, you see, okay, we have some mistakes in here, this is not good for pictures. The next picture, you do it better and better and better. So I think that you get to a point that now you're doing photography.
But that's the whole thing. There's a lot of trying. There's a lot of going out there and practicing. I remember when I was learning, I used to go out everywhere. Walmart, my camera was with me. Publix, my camera was with me. Like, it was, if I was leaving my house, my camera was with me because I had to shoot. I had to do something, and I had to find a way to really get my voice out through the images. You know, nowadays people look at my work and they say, "Oh my gosh, I can tell your work from anybody else's work because you have a clear vision that is clear now." And in the beginning, I had to do a lot of soul searching. I had to find out, how do I want to express myself so that way people can understand me through my work.
And do you think that everybody can be a good photographer? Or, for example, if I don't have the camera and I don't have the I don't have the implements for be a photographer, but I like take pictures. You know, it's like necessary to be the good implements, or we can do with everything.
I mean, if you're trying to go with the way I did it, then yes, anybody could be a good photographer as long as you follow your vision or what you're trying to say. I don't think everybody could be a wedding photographer. I'll tell you right now. That's not for everybody, okay?
Why?
Why?
I think
because there's a lot that goes into a wedding. There's a whole lot that goes into a wedding. You know, planning the day, planning the couples. I mean, it's the most important day of any couple's journey. You know what I'm trying to say? When they decide to say I do. So therefore you need to, there's a lot of pressure that comes with the job. So I don't think anybody could be a wedding photographer. But a photographer, yes. I think anybody, as long as you acknowledge that you have the vision, you develop the vision, then yeah, you could shoot landscapes, you could shoot portraits, you could shoot nature, you know, a bunch of different avenues.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well,
I was looking at your Instagram, both of them, and I like both. Like, you can put the Instagram down here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna show here the two Instagrams.
And no, he had like great pictures. Follow. No, you got great pictures. Like for both of your Instagrams, I like them. I love them. Like the wedding pictures are amazing. I fell in love with them. And the other Instagram where you have models and other things, I really liked it too. So I think you're good at both. I think I mean I really like them. I really like them.
For me, I had to turn off the model Instagram. Not turn off, but I had to like focus solely on weddings for a long time because I really wanted to perfect the area, and I think
and
I
you
did that.
Great. You did great.
Yeah.
I did that.
Really
And so
great.
now I'm going back to modeling. Not that I'm going to stop shooting weddings because that's my passion, but I want to go back to modeling because I can be more technical with things, and I can do, you know, different, more elaborate setups that, you know, typically on a wedding day you don't have the chance to do.
And are you looking for like different models or the same, like, you know, kind of photographer looking the same way to the model, like the skinny models or the big plus size model? You are looking for like different models, or like you have a patron
or different kind of like models, like you like skinny, but then you also like big size, and then you like, for example, Latinas.
Boobies, tetitas.
Personally, I don't like skinny people.
No?
Personally. But as far as model photography is concerned, it all depends on the requirement for the job. You know what I'm trying to say? The camera always adds 10 pounds. That is true.
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm trying to show off a swimwear, then I kind of want someone who's on the thinner side. You know, that's just the nature of the business. With that said, I think when you're doing, let's say you're doing a portrait session or you're trying to tell a story, meaning that the person that's in front of the camera is not a model, then you have options to go with whoever, because at that point, it's a story that's important, not so much what they're wearing or what they're trying to showcase. So that's the difference between a model or a portrait session, or, you know, because a portrait session, you're telling a story. Modeling is literally for a job for, you know, clothes, bag, fashion, whatever it is that they're trying to portray anything but themselves.
Yeah, but you're doing both. You're doing the one of those with the wedding pictures, and then you're doing now the model pictures. So
Right.
You're doing both.
Yeah, I'm in a sense I'm doing both. I'm doing both.
Well, I will tell you something. For me, I was thinking, like, long time ago. I talked to her. I told her that I want to do like my first photo shoot because I never done one. And
I can't believe you.
No, I never in my life.
What's she saying?
But I was
That's
no. Yeah, it's true. And I was telling her that I would like
Where's
something.
your husband? Tell him to get a camera.
Marco!
I'm joking. Thank you.
No, I never in my life. And I also told my husband
What is
that I
the
want to
question
do
that
one.
you have for Marcos?
No, I was gonna ask her like, you gotta get a camera. She needs a photo shoot, bro.
I really need it. No, and I was thinking like all kind of photos. For example, in lingerie, and then I said no because I don't feel comfortable with my body. And then I was thinking about in a pool, but yeah, maybe with some swimsuit. Swimwear and with a little bit of clothes because I'm not like sure or secure about my body.
Right.
And then I was thinking like maybe going to Brickell and take some pictures there with
lifestyle,
clothes, and it's
yeah.
gonna be better for me because I will feel comfortable with it.
I guess all the women have the same insecurities. For example, when he took my picture, I told him about my arms, and he said, "It's okay."
She's crazy.
Yeah, he said, "It's okay. You are beautiful." I mean, that's so important that you may feel the model so comfortable. And you may know it's like, yes, you're doing great, you are the best. So that thing I like it because I feel great. You know, that is...
Well, you don't... Okay, so the photography is like this. 50% of the shot is what you can give behind the camera, but
Exactly.
the other 50% is what's in front of you. And the more you can control that extra 50% is the better your picture is going to come out.
Exactly.
You know, and obviously, if I can make... Because the camera will see when a girl looks uncomfortable. It will, the picture, it will be there. She won't like it, you know? So if you can say, you know, oh, you look great, you're doing awesome, you know, I like what you did there, but you could do this, okay, when you want to, you know, switch things around or how to do something that looks better. That way, you know, you want to make her feel comfortable with herself. And another thing you mentioned, lingerie, that's a big thing because, like, a lot of people don't understand, like, you got to be comfortable with yourself. And it's not even about how your size, your weight.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
you just have to be
And
comfortable.
it sees a lot of
It's
people
not.
that's beautiful, but they don't feel comfortable with her, right?
With themselves.
with
yeah.
themselves.
Thank you.
Well, that happens a lot, and I was thinking about that when I thought to do those kind of pictures, and then I said, okay, no, because I don't feel comfortable. It's not about the lingerie. It's not about that. It's just
It's
more
yourself.
about yes. So I'm always telling myself like, okay, when I'm in a good shape, like really skinny, with my abs showing, I will do it. But then it's stupid. I know that.
It's. I think the reason why girls or women, I should say, should do lingerie shoot if they're ever thinking about it, is to celebrate who they are, who they have become, and who they're trying to be. Because at the end of the day, we're all in a process, okay? You're not trying to be the same person that you were tomorrow or yesterday, okay? So my whole point is that take that time, celebrate celebrate that part of life that you've conquered. You know what I'm trying to say?
Live your present.
Right. So you may not be, you know, 112 pounds, okay? Let's say you're 150 pounds, but you know what? You still look good at 150 pounds. So put on that lingerie, you know, make
And
it
take
sexy,
those
you know,
pictures.
look at yourself in the mirror. Be like,
I will try. And for example, for me, that I'm, let's say, a beginner, that I never had a photo shoot before, what would you tell me, like, if I...
Recommend?
Or what would you recommend me
Tips.
to do? Some tips, some, like, poses, or, I don't know, what would you recommend me? You feel like I'm not really uncomfortable with the situation.
okay, so for someone who's never taken pictures before, I would say the following. One, wake up one day, like maybe a week before the shoot. For that whole week, actually. Wake up, go to your bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror, and tell yourself you're beautiful. Like, just don't do nothing yet. Don't wash your hair. Don't even take a shower. Just walk in the bathroom after you get out of bed and tell yourself you're beautiful. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing, find out what your side is. Yes, we know. Every girl has a side. It could be this side, it could be this side, it could be this side.
The angle.
I don't know.
Every girl has a side. Okay? Find out what that is. Why? Because you're going to like the pictures with your best side the most. So if you can communicate that with the photographer, it's going to make his job so much easier, and you're going to love the picture so much more because you're going to feel like he caught the right angles. Nobody's going to know you better than you. So it's better for you to, you get what I'm trying to say? Find your
That's
side and find which sides look better. Look through your old pictures. And then the third thing I would say, plan. Tell the photographer what you have in mind. It's not just showing up for the, oh, I'm going to take some pictures. No, talk. This is what I like as a person. I like nature. I like greenery. I like, you know.
I like that colors.
I like that
dresses.
colors. Exactly. Express yourself, you know, through the pictures, because you're supposed to remember yourself. You're supposed to remember the pictures. I'm sorry. You're supposed to look at the pictures and then remember exactly, like, you know, that part of your life at the time, you know, and I've really grown from that person. I want to do it again, you know. That's what it's for.
That's a feeling that I want to feel when I do my first photo shoot. Like, okay, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. And then I'm going to do it again. So that's why I've never done it, because I don't feel at that point that I'm going to say, oh, well, maybe yes at the end. When I got the photos and I see them, maybe I'm going to feel that, okay, let's do this again.
And what is the thing, like for me, it's working. See a lot of photos to different girls or different outfits or like places that inspires to me to be a model. Not a model, like look like it's easy for her. I can do that. So,
yeah, take some tips. Like take some
examples.
Examples.
We call that inspiration. So yes, it is good to look at inspiration. However, don't get lost, because what you don't want to do is compare yourself to somebody else.
Not for the body,
no, but it happens. It happens a lot. It happens to me. Like, for example, I'm trying to take a selfie, and then I haven't. I mean, I don't look like the other selfie that I saw, so I don't like my own selfie.
Right.
And I delete it, because you know, you see that picture, you see that skinny person, that perfect model, and maybe it was photo shoot, right? Like it was like
Photoshop, like retouch.
Photoshop, exactly, retouch, and then it was perfect. The photo, like at the end, is perfect, and my photo is not perfect, but it's because it's not the same picture. So that's I was thinking about.
So it's important for you not to get lost in other words, when you find inspiration, look for the pictures that speak to you, that are trying to convey what you're trying to convey. You know, that's trying to say what you're trying to say, basically. You know.
You know, taking photos with you should be like something more like going to a psychology, and you're gonna go out from the photo like feeling beautiful.
Yourself, baby. Love
like,
yourself.
I'm the most beautiful girl in the world.
So I shot you, Celine. I would love to find out your experience, though.
Yeah, well, it was really fun, because in the first time I saw you, I think, oh my god, this person is like so
strict
with the photos, because when I text with you for message,
she thought that you were strict.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, I'm dry at text messaging.
No.
When I wrote him, I felt the same thing. I was like, he's so serious. And then he sent me a voice note, and I was like, okay, no, he's not that serious. Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like he doesn't like me because he doesn't gonna like me because maybe it's so strict, and it's like I like.
Yeah,
crazy.
you are like really crazy.
Yeah,
like,
I'm really a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
So when I put my clothes and you saw me, you said, I like this outfit. We're gonna do this. You feel me?
You make me feel.
You make me feel comfortable with that. So that is the first thing I love in the first place. When I put my personality in front of the camera and I start to move it, you say, I love this. The more part that I enjoy when you like make a lot of like. You celebrate my you know?
Like when you say like when he's doing the picture like la la la.
Yeah, the noises was really fun.
The noises.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, that's the thing too, because you have to. You don't want a bad picture, you know. So you want to make them feel good, and you know, and that's why I think it's so important to plan beforehand, because you know, if the photographer knows what you're trying to do and how you want to go about it, then she can take the reins, or he can take the reins and guide you. And when you're doing something great, like, yes, this is exactly what we talked about. Keep doing that. That smile right there. Yes.
Exactly.
Kill 'em, girl.
Exactly. That feeling, I love it, because, for example, I took pictures before with another photographers, and they like, okay, I like it, but it's like, okay, good. Okay, move. Okay, I like it. You like excited, and that thing excites me.
It makes you excited.
It's like
yes.
I feel happy to do that. You know? So that's the thing. I love that part. So I feel comfortable with
Meaning
it.
she would shoot with me again. So.
Exactly. I love it. And you see in the pictures when he passed me all in the picture was a lot of good pictures and without retouch. without nothing.
Right,
Only
right,
the
yeah,
picture.
yeah.
So and it's a
Baby,
good
you're
job.
perfect. You're perfect.
Thank you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I love work with you.
Okay. That's cool.
And how do you feel with me?
It was.
I'm going out of this podcast. Let me go to the kitchen, find something to eat. No, I'm kidding.
No, what you need to do is be Ralph, I need that session too. Okay.
Exactly.
No.
I need it. I really need it.
No. But what I like the most is when people have personality. Granted, this was more of a portrait session versus a model session, but personality speaks. You know, the more personality you have, the easier it is to work, because it's hard to work with someone that's shy, or they you know, it's like you know, conch in a shell. You know, you can't really. You know, some people you have to dig deep, but I love when they out forward with their personality and, you know, listen, I am nice, big, beautiful, and I shine.
Like a
You know,
diamond.
like,
shine.
okay.
If we do it someday, I'm gonna get there like, Rob, I'm here and I'm shining, baby.
I'm
Let's
shining.
do it.
Yeah.
Let's do
I'm
it.
shining. Also, like, it's really important to understand, like, photography is basically what you put in front of the camera, you know, and I can guide you to the best of my abilities, but if you're not willing to
take them,
expose yourself, then you know you're gonna have basic pictures. You're gonna have
Exactly.
you know basic
Boring.
stuff. Boring.
and I think
pictures,
that's
yeah.
one of the things that I don't want. You know, I don't want those typical pictures like, you know, that everybody had. And I like some. If I will do it, I would think about something different, something that most of the people they don't have, because doing a photo, like a normal photo, everyone can do it. And I would like something different, something that, you know, I don't know, maybe in a building, in the top of a building. I don't know, something different.
Express yourself, yeah.
Something different.
Your body is gonna speak. That's the thing.
My body in lingerie in the top of a building.
Where's your husband? Come get her.
Again.
And I haven't drink anything.
Oh my gosh, too funny.
And when are you taking, when are you going to work and do some, like, let's say model photography? What is the most important thing for you at that point? I mean, it could be something that you can have with you, or something with the model. What is the most important thing, like, at that moment?
Model photography, it's different. Model photography is a different realm. What's important to me is what the client wants, because normally models are hired to shoot for a client, and basically I have to understand the client's vision. So what a client wants, what is the client trying to say through the model or the product or whatever. So it's a different realm, because you're now not working. At that point, I don't want to see the model's personality. I could care less who she is. Not that I don't, I do, but it's not what's
Because I
important.
don't like
know? It's not what's important. And, you know, you definitely, you know, it's just all about what the client wants and what the client needs, and that's how you go.
Understand them.
Yeah.
Understand what they want.
The clients, yes.
What the client wants.
Could be, you know, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, I don't know, like Michael Kors,
Dior.
whoever the client is, Dior, whoever the client is, you want to get that vision down packed. So, you know, you plan with them, you sit with them, you select the girls with them, you know, because it's their vision. You're just trying to bring it to life. So it's a little bit, it's not a little bit, it's very different than portrait session or a wedding.
And talking more about you at this point, about like your personal life, at what point you realized that, for example, you were working, I don't know, before in anything, and then you said, like, to yourself, okay, no, I'm gonna stop working on, I don't know, McDonald's, whatever, and then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna focus on this, and I'm gonna quit my job. And
yeah, but, okay. So I used to work for the city. I think a couple years back, 5 years ago, I worked for the city. Then I used to have a desk job, cubicle, and I was miserable.
Boring job.
Every morning I would clocking in every morning. I felt, what's the word? Not ashamed, but I was angry, because I felt like I was kind of wasting my potential. And I love meeting people. I love being around people. I love craziness. So once I found photography, it was just like, okay, how can I make this be my career? How can I? It wasn't about money, but it was
Passion.
about how can I
Life.
make my passion work for me. And yeah, so
Yeah, but at some point it's important because you
because,
have to quit your job. You're gonna stop for a while, maybe doing some money to live. You have some bills that you gotta pay. But I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna do what I really want to do. You know,
Exactly.
It's a difficult decision. I think so.
Yeah.
it is. I would say the way you go about it is gonna let you know like how successful you're gonna be. Obviously, don't quit your job today and start a new trade tomorrow. When I quit my regular 9 to 5, I basically had no sleep for 3 weeks because whatever I shot during the weekends, I had to edit and retouch while I still had my 9 to 5. So I made sure that whatever I was making for photography was way more than I could handle before I quit my day job. And, you know, it worked out for me, you know. So I would definitely not recommend somebody to quit your day job like today
Don't do it.
and then tomorrow start photography. No. Make sure you're getting clients first, you know.
Yeah, but you need to start for anyways. All the beginnings, they are really, really hard, but you need to keep
gotta
your
start.
dreams.
Right.
Because you never do that, and it's not gonna be happen.
In other words, while you're working, start your hobby. Make sure you get good at it so you
Yeah.
can call yourself a professional. Once you get to that level, then you could quit your job.
That's
Right.
what I'm saying. It's like a yeah. It's like you're going to a therapist, talking to him, and then going out and feeling like I'm beautiful. I love myself.
Now let me do your makeup. No.
Okay, so right now, what I would like to know is to tell us like a fun experience, Rob. Like a really fun experience that you had during these years doing photography.
I guess I can tell you about one time where the groom's brother mistaken me for Tyler Perry.
How come?
I don't look like Tyler Perry. I don't know. He was drunk. He was. Of course, he was drunk, and he. Guys, Tyler Perry's in the building. Like, no, wait, no, I'm just a photographer. And like, he started saying it, and till this day, that's what the family calls me. Funny thing is, we ended up developing this bond, me and the family, and every time they invite me to their parties and things like that, Tyler Perry's here.
At the end, for that family, you were Tyler Perry.
I'm Tyler Perry. I'm Tyler. When I shoot their kids, I'm Tyler Perry. Like this, that's me. That's me.
You appear in a lot of photos in that video.
I'm sorry.
You appear in a lot of photos.
I appeared in a lot of photos. Yes. I
As
appeared in a lot
Tyler
of
Perry?
photos. Yes. Well, that's what they say. Sometimes you go with it because you know.
Yeah, it's
You
like
can give them the autography, you know. Yeah, let's sign that.
If
Yeah.
you think so.
So right now we're gonna close with my favorite part of the podcast.
Oh gosh.
Well, this part of the podcast is tell me how you sleep and I tell you who you are.
Dime cómo duermes y te diré quién eres. So tell me about it. How do you sleep? How do you sleep?
As far as a position when I sleep, I usually sleep on my left side. I don't know why.
Always on your left side.
I always go there. And how I sleep, I'm usually naked. Like
So you don't use pajama?
no,
No?
maybe boxers, but most of the time I'm under the covers, like completely covered, and then the AC is like blasting, the fan is on. And
Really?
I'm naked, yeah.
The fan and the fan and the air conditioner both
Yes,
together?
both together, and I'm under the comforter. Like, oh, this feels so good.
Well, I will use that because all the time I feel like my house is hot and I'm dying all the time, and my air conditioner is with like 68, and I'm dying.
Oh yeah, no, if you
68.
put the fan, like it circulates the air, and like you get really cold.
My
both
sister's
ways,
sleeping
yeah.
with a fan too. I don't like it.
Oh, I
Because-
need it. I'm always dying. Like that's why I finished like taking whatever I'm wearing.
Yoo-hoo, Marco.
Marcos. No, it's not because of that. It's because I'm sweating. I'm
Wait,
sweating.
now we know about-
I'm sweating.
Wait, Marcos like sweaty stuff?
Well, thank you so much, Rob, for being here. You are awesome
I love your laugh. Like the way that you laugh,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's the best part of this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't
In the
know
photo
about
shoot,
that,
he did
but-
a lot of too.
But no, thank you guys for having me. It was really fun. Stay tuned. You'll see the pictures soon if she posts them. I'm hoping she posts them at the end of this
Absolutely,
video.
I love them.
Yeah.
He's not doing pictures to me because I'm ugly, but that's okay.
Oh, I didn't say that. You saw me earlier. I said she needs to call Ralph, right? Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Anyway. But yeah, no, it was a pleasure to be here. I love conversating with you guys. Hopefully we have more,
More
of this
experience.
stuff and more experience and, share more life stories. It was
Yeah,
really
of
fun.
course,
I had a good
of
time.
course.
For drink party.
A drink party, but like who got a naranja party? We don't drink.
No, it's Ralph sí.
Huh?
Ralph bebe, ¿no? ¿Tú bebes?
Yeah, why?
No,
I guess I'll
she's
drink.
asking.
Because
I
we're
drink.
on diet.
We're on a diet, yeah. Right now.
So that means what?
And we're not drinking. Just
Oh,
water.
their life sucks.
Well, thank you for watching this video. We see you a lot of kisses. And we see you soon in another program of another best.
Salud!
Another best.
Adios!